Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait.
Medic!
Unlike maps in Team Fortress such as Two Fort and Well, which have their
multiplayer communities tend to focus on a small group of maps, playing them over again and again.
I feel good.
Instead of producing a large number of maps, most of which would go unplayed, we decided to try and build a single map with more innate replayability than any we'd built before. With most multiplayer maps, you know what you'll be doing before the map is even finished loading. In our case, we wanted a map where you couldn't even predict something as basic as your starting point, let alone what you'd be doing when you got there. This map, Hydro, therefore begins with a randomized starting state. The emphasis on control of constantly shifting territories means the map rarely feels repetitive. Meanwhile, the explicit round structure keeps teams focused and provides regular highs and lows as the teams gain and lose territory.
Maps require impassable boundaries, but unless we restrict the environments to either interior spaces or steep hang-ins, these boundaries can't always. This area presented a difficult problem. Since the arena is primarily an interior, there wasn't much we could do to alter its basic structure. So we concentrated on careful management of the interior shapes to create an iconic space. The building is essentially a box with big rectangular windows, contrasted by round elements.
One of the main changes between Team Fortress Classic and Team Fortress 2 was the removal of thrown grenades. Most classes could carry a standard hand grenade along with a secondary grenade, tied more closely to the class. Team Fortress 2's focus on unique class roles led us to notice that the standard hand grenade was a more powerful combat decider than some of the primary weapons. This made the classes more similar in combat, not a desired effect. In addition, when we look at some of the Team Fortress Classic's map stalemates, they often resulted from large amounts of grenade spam. Two cases were particularly problematic. That of players throwing grenades repeatedly through doorways, hoping to kill an enemy who might be there, and players on the verge of death throwing all their grenades in rapid succession, hoping to get a kill after they die. Removing standard hand grenades made the game more fun almost immediately, especially for new players who were often confused as to why they died when a grenade went off at their feet. When we examined the class-specific grenades, we found similar problems. Eliminating them from playtests gave us yet another boost in making the game more fun. Once we decided on removal, we analyzed each class to see what capabilities might have been lost as a result of the decision. In some cases, we added other capabilities, where we felt a class had lost the ability to make some interesting decisions related to a special grenade type.
The more your art direction can use well-understood visual representations, the less work you have to do to explain your game elements. The earliest version of Team Fortress 2 had a heavily realistic art direction. As time went on,
The Scout is designed for players who are able to rapidly move around while tracking their target. Where other combat classes rely on high amounts of damage, the Scout relies on his high movement speed and double jump ability to dodge enemy fire. Much of his combat.
The Soldier is a core combat class.
Having decided on a stylized art direction, we experimented with a variety of styles before settling on the example of J.C. Leyendecker, an enormously popular illustrator of the early 1900s. Leyendecker's rendering of clothing and material provided a great example of how to add detail to a character while keeping the clean, sharp silhouette shapes that were key to our class identification. We used normal maps to craft folds of clothing, which provided a fine level of detail when seen up close, without detracting from color values, meant to draw the player's eyes to the all-important. In our early discussions of rendering styles for the character.
For Half-Life 2, we developed something called response rules, a system that lets us fine-tune the way characters speak lines of dialogue in response to game events that are not completely predictable. In Team Fortress 2, we extended response rules to the multiplayer environment for the first time. The response rule system works by listing speech concepts in a simple text file. The game code then makes characters attempt to speak when the rules or conditions defined in the text file are met in the game. For instance, when a player reloads his weapon.
The Pyro is designed to be the best short-range combat class, aimed at encouraging players to adopt an ambush style of play. To achieve this, we made the Pyro vulnerable in the open, which forces players to seek out enclosed areas and doorways. To add to the Pyro's short-range lethality, we made the
Spy is designed for players who want to outsmart their opponents. At a high level, his gameplay flow is to infiltrate the enemy team, move around while disguised, and use his instant kill backstab to take out key enemies, usually snipers, engineers, and medics. His invisibility cloak is designed to help him in two key situations. The first is in getting past the front line, where players are most vigilant against enemies and most suspicious of friends not heading in the right direction. The second is in escaping from enemies who have seen through his disguise while he's in enemy territory. His sapper was designed to allow him to easily take out unattended enemy sentry guns, forcing enemy engineers to keep a close eye on their buildings.
With 9 classes of characters and so many weapons and unique abilities, one of our biggest challenges was exposing all these combinations to players without overwhelming them. Even the short list of essential information is intimidating, including map goals, the whereabouts of their friends.
Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. To listen to a commentary node, put your crosshair over the floating commentary symbol and press your primary fire. To stop a commentary node, put your crosshair over the rotating node and press the primary fire again. Some commentary nodes may take control of the game in order to show something to you.
Gentlemen, spy among us. Doctor! Oh!
Pain does not hurt. I stand corrected. Attack! You cannot hurt me. I do not have time to bleed. My schedule has just opened up! Oh my god! Screaming eagles! I am not dead! No, I am ordering you to kill me! Please, 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 God, kill me! Let's go!